Some packaged salads are being recalled due to two listeria outbreaks.
You walk up to the salad bar thinking you're making the healthiest choice in the room. But what if the fresh ingredients that look so colorful are actually the perfect breeding ground for bacteria that love neutral pH and warm air? Today, we'll uncover 7 everyday salad brands, some you probably have in your fridge right now, that experts warn could be quietly reversing the very health goals that made you buy them. And don't worry, we'll show you which few actually pass the safety test. Number 1, Taylor Farms. You see farm on the label and feel safe. The word sounds earthy and simple, but behind it stands one of the largest salad producers moving refrigerated greens across the country every day. Taylor Farms is a giant in grocery salad kits, and the quiet supplier behind many restaurant chains. That scale is exactly what creates the risk. Industrial speed doesn't stop for perfect temperature control. The danger starts long before you open the bag. When millions of lettuce leaves are cut, washed, and sealed in the same environment, even a short transit delay can push temperatures out of the safe range. A few degrees too warm, and bacteria, especially ones that thrive in moisture and neutral pH, begin to multiply invisibly. Past inspection reports from large facilities have shown how a single handling slip in those steps can spread contamination through thousands of bags heading to shelves nationwide. The packaging gives a false sense of security. You feel like the sealed plastic protects you, when really it only traps whatever level of freshness or contamination was there when it was sealed. That's why a label describing field-to-table freshness doesn't guarantee safety if the cold chain broke during transport or unloading. Always check the use-by date printed in tiny type. Choose smaller batch kits kept behind solid glass refrigeration, not stacked in open displays. Cold, tight rotation is the only freshness that counts. Number 2, Kroger. You think a grocery deli bar is safer than a restaurant buffet? In reality, it's often the same setup. Open trays, shared tongs, and food sitting under lights longer than you'd expect. Kroger's self-serve salad bars and deli counters have become a regular lunch stop because they feel cleaner and more controlled. The bright displays and tidy rows of pasta and chicken salad project balance and convenience. But those containers are constantly exposed to the public, and every lift of a lid changes the temperature inside. Each spoon handle carries dozens of hands, and even with sneeze guards in place, open air introduces new moisture and microparticles that settle on the food. Cold dishes like tuna, egg, or potato salad only stay safe at or below 40 degrees. Once that drops, bacteria such as listeria and salmonella find the dairy or egg base easy to grow in. The problem isn't neglect, it's physics. Every time someone reaches for a scoop, the warm air rushes in, and the chill you see on top may not reach what's buried underneath. Here's the kicker. The pre-sealed deli tubs Kroger sells right next to those bars usually maintain safer conditions. They chill evenly and limit handling altogether. If you want the same flavor without the gamble, go with the sealed versions and make sure they're stored below 40 degrees. Cold, sealed, and untouched wins every time. Number 3, Dole. The Dole logo is everywhere. That constant visibility builds trust, but it also hides how enormous the company's salad production really is. Dole runs huge central facilities that wash and sterilize greens on a massive scale. Consumers see rigorous cleaning on the label and assume it means risk-free. In truth, those same high-speed lines push through volumes so large that even one brief breakdown in washing or temperature control can send flawed greens into thousands of bags. Here's the truth. Heck, cleaning systems can rinse away dirt, but they can't always catch invisible handling errors. The pressure to maintain non-stop output means workers and machines move on tight schedules. When moisture or pH levels rise just slightly inside those sealed bags, bacteria find an ideal environment to grow undetected until the package is opened. Another overlooked danger is blending. Large operations often mix greens from multiple sources or rewash what arrived pre-treated to keep up with demand. That mix blurs traceability. If a contaminated batch gets combined with clean ones, no one can easily pinpoint where the issue began. What looks like efficiency becomes a hidden hazard spread across countless products. Bottom line, size doesn't equal safety. Choose smaller lot greens with printed lot codes and short use-by dates. Before opening, check that the bag stays clear, the leaves look dry, and nothing smells sour or earthy. Number 4. Meijer. That cold display at Meijer looks sterile. The trays are lined up neatly behind glass, and the lights give everything a chilled glow. But temperature is only half the story. Those in-store salad bars and ready-to-eat trays are built for convenience, and that speed often masks how quickly bacteria can thrive from just a few small slips. Every time someone opens that case or adjusts a pan, warm air creeps in. Even a few minutes above the safe zone turns those surfaces into breeding spots. Foods with neutral pH, like chicken, turkey, or egg mixtures, are especially vulnerable because bacteria grow fastest there, and moisture clings longer to those proteins. A single lapse in cooling can stretch that risk across dozens of trays sitting on display for hours. Here's the truth. The trays that look perfectly cold on top don't always stay that way inside. Closed lids and thick salads trap warmth, letting the interior settle into a comfortable place for microbes to spread unseen. Compare that to component-separated meals. Each ingredient stored apart until you assemble it. Less mixing means less shared surface area for bacteria. Unless the store keeps tight rotation, consistent hand glove use, and visible temperature checks, that case can become its own incubator. Ask when the tray was made. Choose options prepared during your visit. Better stores post prep times right at the counter. Trust those. Number 5. Fresh Express. The phrase triple wash sounds reassuring. It feels like an ironclad guarantee that every leaf is clean and free from trouble. Fresh Express leans on that message, promising ready-to-eat greens that only need a fork. But here's the truth. Washing removes dirt, not the microorganisms that can survive from farm fields to the factory line. Even the most advanced rinse systems stop short of making those leaves sterile. Leftover moisture from those cleaning baths becomes the wild card. When the temperature falters during shipping or storage, that damp surface gives bacteria the environment they need to multiply. The bag might look cold, but if refrigeration slips for even a short stretch, the balance between oxygen and moisture shifts, speeding up spoilage. The very system designed to slow aging, reduced oxygen packaging, can actually favor certain bacteria that thrive in low air, high moisture setups. Consumers trust the ready-to-eat promise because it feels simple. Yet every bag passes through fields, wash tanks, conveyors, and packers before it hits the shelf. Those unseen steps are where contamination can quietly re-enter. You never see it, but it's built into the chain. So treat these greens like fresh produce, not a sealed guarantee. If the bag looks puffed up or a layer of cloudy liquid gathers at the bottom, skip it. And keep your refrigerator under 40 degrees. That cold barrier is your final line of defense. Number 6. Trader Joe's prepackaged salads. Finally, a kit that feels safe. Sealed, balanced, colorful. Trader Joe's prepackaged salads stand out because they're built with control in mind. Each kit comes compartmentalized, keeping greens, toppings, and dressings separate until you open it. That design limits moisture spread, slows bacterial growth, and prevents the soggy texture you see in mixed kits that sit too long. The sealed dressings do more than keep flavor fresh. They block cross-contamination that happens when wet ingredients soak everything else. Still, that safety depends on one thing: cold storage. These salads are portion-controlled and tightly packed, but no amount of packaging can protect the ingredients if they warm up. Once heat breaks that cold chain, the sealed system works against itself, trapping moisture and setting up fast spoilage. That's why the short shelf life isn't a flaw, it's a safeguard. Trader Joe's pushes rapid turnover and limits preservatives on purpose. Shorter rotation means fewer days for bacteria to find a foothold before purchase. The protection ends when you open the container. After that, it's just like any fresh meal, perishable and time-sensitive. Don't stretch leftovers, refrigerate promptly, eat within the day, and always inspect before digging in. If you see condensation along the lid or smell anything sour, skip it. Bottom line, these kits represent one of the safer, ready-to-eat models, but freshness only lasts as long as your own fridge discipline. Number 7. Generic deli salad brands. Those tubs sitting on crushed ice look crisp and homemade. The label says freshly made today, and the bright colors seem to prove it. But with generic deli salad brands, the kind scooped from open containers in local markets or convenience stores. That chill can be deceptive. The surface layer feels cold, yet deep inside those dense mixes of tuna, egg, or macaroni salad, temperatures can rise fast enough to invite bacterial growth. Ice cools from the bottom up, not the core, so food that's been sitting for hours no longer stays evenly chilled. Experts rely on the 2-hour rule for a reason. Cold foods need consistent refrigeration, and anything that sits longer under warm air, even slightly above 40 degrees, enters the risk zone. Meats, eggs, and produce require strict separation too. Once a spoon touches 2 pans, bacteria move right along with it. That quick scoop or overhand replacement can blur every boundary those rules are meant to protect. The homemade look tricks your guard down, but what's often missing behind that counter is oversight. There's no clear prep log, no visible thermometer, and rarely a staff member tracking time in and out of cold storage. Cold on top isn't cold within. If you can't confirm continuous refrigeration or see clear timestamps, walk away. Ask questions, not apologies. Responsible staff should welcome them. Number 1, organic local salad producers. Here's where safety and transparency overlap. Local salad producers working in small batches can watch every step of their process, from washing the greens to sealing the final container. These regional operations label their sources clearly so you know which farm and which day your salad came from. That visibility creates an accountability loop. If something goes wrong, you can trace it back quickly and directly. They're not immune to hazards, but smaller kitchens tend to maintain steadier temperatures and shorter transport chains. Produce moves from prep to display in a matter of hours rather than days. That rapid turnover slashes the time bacteria have to settle in. Simpler ingredient lists help too. Fewer sauces, mixed proteins, or additives mean fewer variables where microbes can thrive. Consumer trust here comes from proximity. When you can see the delivery truck or meet the prep team at a local market, the whole chain feels grounded. Each step stays within eyesight instead of disappearing behind nationwide distribution centers. It's safety you can literally watch unfold. These options are safer not because the label says organic, but because they're traceable and prepared in limited windows. Always check prep dates and feel for steady cold air at the display case. A shorter shelf life is a sign that batch was made recently, not weekly preserved, and that's exactly what you want in a truly fresh salad. Number 2, small batch premium salad brands. Premium doesn't just mean pricey, it often means the process control that cheaper brands skip. Small batch salad makers operate on a tighter loop, producing limited volumes under clean, highly monitored conditions. They watch every step, sourcing ingredients, maintaining chill lines, and sealing products within hours. That short window keeps bacteria from settling in and limits how long temperature variation can work against freshness. Those smaller production runs create real advantages in oversight. Each batch moves through a single preparation area with dedicated tools, which prevents cross-contact between ingredients. It's not fancy marketing, it's discipline that reduces risk. Because these makers don't chase sheer volume, they rotate products faster and keep track of where every component came from. The packaging reflects that control. Sealed, single-serve bowls protect air balance and moisture better than open or resealable kits. The result isn't just longer shelf life, it's microbial stability. Fewer people touch the food, and less air moves through the container. Paying more in this case literally buys down contamination risk. That higher price tag includes well-trained staff, temperature monitoring along the delivery route, and strict expiration coding on every unit. When you shop premium, ignore flashy packaging. Check freshness dates, ask about sourcing, and look for clear lot labels or transparent lids. Those expiration dates aren't decoration. They're the clearest proof of a disciplined supply chain working in your favor. Number 3, fresh in-store made salads from trusted markets. Sometimes the safest choice is made right in front of you. Fresh, in-store prepared salads from trusted markets flip the script on mass production by bringing food handling back into plain view. These stores make their salads daily, using local ingredients and rotating batches instead of stockpiling them. You can usually watch the staff slice, mix, and pack under chilled lighting with visible gloves and sanitized prep tables in plain sight. That visibility changes the entire equation. When you can see the process, there's less guesswork about how long something has sat in transit. Reputable markets follow strict HACCP plans, systems that map every step of food handling, from ingredient intake to refrigeration. Once the day's batch is sold, leftovers don't linger. They get disposed of on schedule, locking out the slow bacterial creep that happens when items overstay their hold times. That fast turnover creates a low-risk cycle that bigger supply chains rarely match. Transparency is what builds their credibility. You can check temperatures on the display case, notice sealed lids fog-free, and even hear the hum of proper refrigeration. It's a world apart from open, customer-handled bars where utensils trade hands and freshness depends on faith. When prep and storage happen within sight, accountability becomes automatic. So next time, watch before you buy. Ask when the salad was made and let what you see decide for you. That glow of freshness around salad bars hides the real trap. Neutral pH foods like chicken, eggs, and sprouts attract bacteria faster than wilted lettuce ever will. The brighter and wetter they look, the faster they can spoil once the chill slips away. What's safer is rarely what looks perfect. Sealed, temperature-controlled kits win because they limit oxygen, handling, and time. When you shop, stop judging by color or convenience. Touch the case, check the date, and trust the cold. That's what real freshness feels like. Subscribe now and learn what safe really looks like on your next grocery trip.